Alright, so Morgan here for Riff-Mag. I'm with the band Monkey3. So introducing the members here, we have Boris, the guitarist.
Hi.
And we have DB, the keyboardist. So Monkey3 is a band from Switzerland. They willingly accepted the interview, so thank you guys for being here.
Welcome.
First question I want to ask is about the name. Could you tell me what is the meaning of Monkey and why 3 since you're 4 in the band?
So yeah, basically we started as a jam band back in the days, and we were all kind of different musicians coming in and out just to jam, and we were all part of different kind of bands in the local music scene. It was just something to have fun. But then at some point we thought, why don't we do a real band? And 4 of us decided to do it. And we kept the name we gave to the jam sessions. You know, we named the same sessions back in the day just to have people coming in. And then we decided to keep the name just because we thought that it would be cool to keep the spirit of that. So basically that's the whole story.
Okay, interesting story, by the way. So now a little bit about your music. So it's instrumental. Why choosing not to have any singer in the band? Why instrumental music?
Well, in the beginning, we decided to have a vocalist. When we were doing all those jams in the early stage of the band, we had some vocalists coming in. And we thought, okay, we do a band, you know, regular stoner rock, let's say it like that. Even it doesn't mean that much, but. And we thought, okay, let's have a vocalist. But then we didn't find the right one, the guy that we said, okay, this is gonna be really cool. So we said, okay, even if we don't have the right vocalist, let's keep playing. And we went for instrumental stuff. But then we recorded an album and stuff, and we said, okay, why not? Looks cool like that too. And then we kept it just instrumental. That's the main reason.
Is the process of composing the music different when you don't have any vocalist?
It is, of course. We have to keep the attention of the public without the voice. It's very important. So it's maybe a bit harder to do a song. So let's speak louder, excuse me.
That's fine.
Maybe it's a bit harder to keep the audience listening the music without the voice. So maybe it's a bit harder to compose songs. So we try to always to have something interesting in the music without the voice.
So how do you do to have that interesting thing that is going to come up at some point in the music? Usually in a song with a singer, it's the chorus.
Yes.
How do you replace that?
Verse, chorus, solo, and
Yeah.
of the song.
How do you replace that when you don't have any singer?
Well, we jam more, so we have more material to make one song. So maybe just to write one song, we have 10 or 15 hours of jamming.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
We have many mini discs in our local. So we spend maybe months to record things, to jam. Then we spend months to listen to what we did. So it's very long.
So how long is the process of releasing an album from the very beginning to the end?
It might take 6 months, 1 year and a half, 1 year, depends. Would say 1 year basically.
1 year.
Yeah. 1 year, even a bit more.
Okay.
But yeah, in the end, you know, having a singer or doing instrumental stuff, yeah, it changed a bit the structure of the music, and so. But I think it's not that different. I mean, you know, what you express with words, you can express with notes. It's also a lot about the melody. If you got a cool melody going on, it can be only a guitar or a keyboard or whatever instrument playing it instead of the vocals, but the melody remains even without the words.
Yeah. So you usually, well, the meaning of the song goes through the music, of course, but with the lyrics as well. How do you do to express that meaning in your song when you don't have any other lyrics than the title you give the song?
Well, I guess we believe a lot in what we are doing when we are doing it. You know, basically it's like you're playing the track, and by playing it, you feel happy about it, and you start to have feelings. You know, as a listener, and not only a player. So I guess it's that kind of thing that maybe gives a meaning to the tracks. Or maybe not. Maybe all the tracks have no meaning at all. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess without lyrics, everyone can imagine what he wants. You know, maybe you can even sing along. You know, and so create your own
Track, yeah.
track on a track that's on the record.
Interesting. Would you say that it is possible to find the meaning you wanted to give the song by listening to it and considering the title? You know that song has this title, so you listen to it and then by listening you can find the meaning that you guys wanted to give it originally.
It can be very hard, very hard. Mostly we jam, we find something cool, and then when we listen to the jam, we think it's that direction, and we try to keep the direction. So let's think about water, maybe, or wind, or something like that when we play. After that, I don't think the listener can imagine what we did exactly. It's different.
Okay.
Yeah, basically,
Abstract.
everyone can give his own meaning. Also the titles, the track titles. Well, there's not much of a concept behind it. The titles are like mostly private jokes, or just what we feel when we are playing the track. I would say that the titles are the latest thing we do. I mean, the music is already recorded in a studio, and then we look for the titles.
Okay, so how do you give a song the title I Caress?
Well,
What did you feel at the moment?
I think it just because, it's Icarus, not as a song, but as a name. Sounds pretty cool, and you have all this Greek mythology and stuff. So we thought, well, the track is quite epic, so why not try to give an epic title to it?
There is voice in the middle of the song. First, we took the voice of 2001, Space Oddity.
Yeah.
The part which has a dialogue between Dave and Hal, computer and the guy. Then we moved it because of the rights. It was very complicated to keep it. But we thought Icarus could be cool with this one. It's a kind of rereading of the same myth.
Okay, so
Go high and you fall. It's the same.
So you're speaking about the Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
What are your inspirations?
Well, as a musicians, we are inspired by the bands we grew up listening with. I guess everyone knows already, like Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and so on, all the classic rock stuff. I mean, we grew up listening to that. So then, as musicians, we try to emulate our heroes. But then, when you start making your own stuff, then you need to find some other influences. And for example, movies are quite exciting for that, because when you see a picture, you might think something, you have some vibe going on in it. The images can give you some sounds, and maybe you think about the movie. Or sometimes when we write, we project a movie in the rehearsal space and just play along. And sometimes it gives you some inspiration, sometimes not. Mostly not, because we aren't good enough, but sometimes it happens a little bit.
Okay, so speaking about those huge bands, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, one could say that they were actually all maybe high on drugs when they were composing music, and when you listen to your music, it's heavily psychedelic, you know. So we had one question in mind: is do you take drugs when you compose?
No.
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 And
We used to when we were younger, but now no. I think actually maybe the first record we had some inputs, but then from the second record on, no, not really.
okay, do you think that the audience should take some drug to fully appreciate it? I mean, when you're listening to a track from Pink Floyd, like when you're listening to The Dark Side of the Moon, you listen to that album sober or with a bit of, you know, whatever. It's not the same dimension, you know?
No, but it's not better.
No.
It's different. And I mean, you know, the whole thing about drugs is maybe you need to go away from reality. It's not something bad, I mean, but music can do that too.
Music as a drug.
Is a drug. I mean, but a good one.
Yeah.
And that's a legal drug. No.
And not bad for your health.
No, even if you listen to it really loud, maybe.
Maybe.
No, I mean, you know, I guess everyone can do what he feels right. I mean, if you want to take some drugs, whatever, which one, while you listen to music or you go to a concert, go ahead if you like it. Just be careful though, because it might end up in a bad way. But if you don't feel necessary to have drugs, it's cool too. I mean, you know, enjoying something, being really yourself, it's really rewarding.
It is, yeah.
Probably.
Do you think Pink Floyd would have made such great tunes if they had been always sober like that?
I think, yeah, maybe even better. Who can say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But I mean, if you're on drugs or not, the idea remains the same. I mean, you still have some talent, and I guess the Pink Floyd guys were really talented, not as musicians, as composers, and they had a whole concept in their mind. And I guess that with or without drugs, it doesn't make any difference. Maybe without drugs they wouldn't have tried like really weird sound, but who knows? I don't know. I mean, today the David Gilmour is sober, but when he plays, he still has the magic. So
Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay. Yeah, of course. So your latest record is called The Fifth Sun. What about this title?
Well, sound cool. We think it sounds cool. There's not really meaning behind it. We felt that. Well, I guess one of us saw a documentary on TV about Mayas and stuff, and he heard about that fifth sun, you know, the fifth sun era and stuff. And one day he came to the rehearsal room, we were working on the record, and he told us about that. But not for the record, it was just, you know, we were just talking before rehearsal. And he talked about the documentary he just saw. And then one of us, I don't remember which one, said, well, the fifth sun, well, it's a cool title, might sound cool for the new record. And we kept that in mind, and when we decided for the title, we chose that one. Mostly because it sounded cool, I mean, at least for us.
Yeah, and when you look at the artwork of the album, it's well, it's of course yellow and all the colors of the sun, but you see like shapes which look like the Maya.
Yeah, the Maya masks.
Yeah.
And, well, actually, the album titles was chosen before we did the artwork.
Okay. So how is the tour going on right now?
Great.
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 Very well.
Great.
How was the audience?
Hot, I would say. Hot. No, really cool. I mean, we just released a new record. And you know, when you have a new record out and you start playing the new tracks live, I mean, you don't know how people will react to them. And because you already know how they react to the old material, but to the new one, who knows? So you start playing and you're curious to see the audience, and actually we're kind of surprised. And, it looks like people enjoy the new tracks, and we enjoy it too, playing those new tracks. So for the moment, it has been a really nice tour. Yes.
Have you come here already? In Nantes, le Ferrailleur?
Yes, once.
Once.
Like,
2 or 3 years.
yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of France, have you seen the Hellfest program for,
Yeah.
for this
It's
new
incredible.
edition?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a fan of this music, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Megadeth,
Megadeth, Slayer,
Slayer,
Aerosmith,
Smith,
Deep Purple. Status Quo.
Yeah.
That's good.
Big names, right?
Yeah, big names,
very,
but
very
also
big. Very
smaller
big.
names, but great bands. You know, like Dozer or
Yeah.
bands like that are really cool.
Will you
too.
be going to the Hellfest as maybe guest or maybe just as festival goer?
Well,
Not this year, normalement.
I don't think we're gonna play this year. We played the Hellfest twice already, and I don't know if we're gonna play it next year. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If we're gonna go there into
It'll be as tourist.
as tourists, I don't know yet, because maybe we'll have other shows to play or maybe a bit of vacation.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. We'll
When
see.
does the tour end?
We have the last show on Saturday.
Okay, so we are about the
Saturday.
end of the tour right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're a bit exhausted from all this big tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit sick too today.
When there is a question I wanted to ask you is usually when a band comes up with a new record, you find this record all over the internet. I mean, in September, Dream Theater came out with a new record. You could find the record everywhere on YouTube, and I couldn't find your new record anywhere on the internet. I mean, I found 3 tracks, something like that. Is it a will from you?
Well,
And the record company.
I guess it's more on Napalm Records. We are on Napalm Records, and I think that's the way they work. You know, because our previous record, that was with another company. I mean, we recorded the album, and like 2 months before it was out, everyone was able to download it for free on the internet and stuff. But I mean, we don't have control about that. It's more about the company decisions. But I guess they did it right because, I mean, you know, you could find some tracks before the album was released because we wanted to. I mean, okay, this is one song, this is another song. Okay, this is how the album will sound like. So, and then when it's out, everyone can buy it. Well, actually, the first day the album was out, then you were able to download it for free everywhere. But it's part of the game now, these days. I mean, I think that, you know, illegal downloads, I mean, I don't think it's something really cool. But I guess you can do nothing about it. And I would say something, I guess, you know, for more commercial bands, I think it's really a big mess because I guess they have a kind of audience that download illegally and doesn't buy records. The kind of music we are in, I guess it's an audience that still buy records. That, you know, we sell vinyls at the shows, the labels sell vinyls on the website, also stores do that, and probably it's an audience that wants to buy the object.
Yeah.
Because it looks nice and it sounds cool, way cooler than an MP3.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So-
yeah. I download music, but when I do that and I like the record,
You buy it.
I always buy the record.
I guess that's
do the
the
same.
right way to
And
use internet.
download for me is a way to discover the music, and then because records are kind of expensive, though.
Yeah.
It's like about 15 euros, which is it's not expensive, but it's not cheap neither. So when I download some music, I just like the music and I buy the record afterwards. And I think what you guys did, or the label did, is that just releasing 2 or 3 songs gives you an overview of what you're going to listen, and then allows you to buy the record.
Yeah.
There is also the surprise you have when the record comes out. It's a surprise. It's our baby. It's something cool.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time and money on it, so it's important that you have the whole piece in one.
Yeah.
One
You
part.
have the object and
Objects, the booklets, the songs, everything.
yeah.
It's one thing.
And
It's important.
probably all the download stuff. I mean, everyone downloads tons of music, but then no one listens to it. I mean, I remember when I was a kid or a teenager, there wasn't even the CDs. I mean, it was the beginning of CD, so we still had to buy
Tapes.
LPs or
Tapes,
tapes.
yeah, tapes.
But we didn't have money, so we were like, we can afford like 1 record a month. I mean, we went to the record store and say, okay, I buy that one, and then you spend the whole month listening only to that record. And well, I think then it was something that when you really enjoyed the music. I think now it's more like going to McDonald's. You go to eat and you eat and
Consumerism.
you throw it and that's it. I mean, no pleasure, nothing.
Yeah, it's all right now, and then you throw it away when you don't want it
Because
anymore.
downloading something to discover it, okay, it's a great promotion tool. But then downloading just to have it,
Yeah.
I think music, whatever which band is doing music, I mean, I think the bands don't deserve that because they spend money, they spend hours working, and not only the bands, the sound engineers, the artwork guys, and everyone, the guys in the record company, everyone works really hard and spend money for that. So I think if you want to consume it, I mean, you have to pay for it. If you go in a supply store, I mean, you buy some bread, you pay for it. It's not for free.
Yeah.
Music is the same, but music lasts a lot longer than bread.
Yeah.
I mean, when you buy a record, it's for all your life. I mean, 15 euros for a lifetime record. It's really cheap,
It is. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we had a few years ago a French singer here who was speaking about this old download thing. His name, I say singer, and well, his name is Francis Lalanne.
Francis Lalanne.
And he was saying that
I was really upset.
download.
Well, actually, I saw the scene on TV. He was crying.
Oh yeah.
I was crying.
And he was saying that downloading, this whole downloading stuff was not really affecting the artists, was more affecting all the publishing houses, the label.
Oh, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's different.
Now it's different.
But I think it's affecting everyone. But I think it's also affecting the listener because he doesn't listen to the music the way it's meant to be listened.
Yeah, yeah. When you listen to MP3, you just play on iTunes or whatever, and then you listening while doing something else. It's not that all listen stuff when you put the record in your CD player, and then you sit on the couch and then just listen to the music.
It's a lot different, I guess. A lot different. But I mean, then what can we do? It's part of the game too. I mean, that's the good side of it is that it allows bands to have more promotion than, let's say, like 20 years ago. Because, just one click and you can reach the world. I mean, the pre-internet era wasn't like that. It was more difficult to have promotion. So there's also the good side of it. It's not only crap.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's a good place to end the interview. Maybe some feelings before your upcoming concert tonight.
Well, I think it's gonna be a cool night. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Kick ass.
Okay, you're gonna kick ass, right?
No, he's gonna have his ass kicked.
Okay.
No, hopefully it's gonna be cool. I mean, here it's a nice audience here in Nantes.
Yeah.
So
We love France. Just do an effort for your coffee, please.
Bigger, you want it?
A bit
Stronger.
stronger, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
No, but,
Please.
you know, as a Swiss band, we come from the French part of Switzerland, so we have all this French culture too. I mean, we see French TV, French radios and stuff. So, and Lausanne is like really, really close to France. I mean, 20 kilometers and you're in France. So we got all that French culture too. So
I would have a last question though about Switzerland. You have several bands coming from Switzerland. They got hard. You know Chakra?
yeah, our sound guy does the sound for Chakra too.
Really?
Yeah, we have the same sound guy.
Okay, so they
Chakra
were.
is not on tour right now. So.
No, they were touring last year.
Yeah, but
So you know the guys, and have you been touring with them or?
Not Chakra. Retard, yes. Sometimes years ago with another band.
yeah, with Monkey3 we never shared the stage with those bands because it's kind of different music. But I used to play in a hard rock band in Switzerland, in Sideburg, and we opened for Gotthard, we opened for Crocus,
Oh, Crocus, yeah. Okay.
and we played several shows with Chakra too.
Okay.
Those are all great bands. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not that much into it. It's not something that I really like, but they are good bands and they are international bands. It's not only about Switzerland. So they have success also outside of Switzerland. And, even if they don't play the same music we play, it still helps to bring Switzerland on the rock map.
Yeah.
In the world. So it's cool, and they help the whole movement anyway, even if it's not the same music.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much, guys, and wish you good luck for the next gig and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao.